better than I did yesterday. I went to bed at about 11:15 and woke up at 4:30 so that I could work out, which is not a good habit to be in, but it is what it is. I do feel much better. Like, I'm glad I just decided to like suck it up and just maybe get less sleep this morning and work out, because it helped. I don't know if I said, it's about 7:15. Kids come at 8. They can't be on campus until 7:45, and that's my contract time. My new contract time is I need to be on campus by 7:45. I think I'm ready for today. I do have 2 prep periods today. So my class comes in, my homeroom class, the AM class comes in from 8 to 8:10, basically just to take attendance. And then from 8:10 to, I believe, 9, they have PE, I believe. And then the same thing happens in the afternoon with the PM class. They come in for the first 10 minutes, check in, then they go to PE. So I don't have a ton of time with them in person. I think each class I see the AM and PM group of both homeroom and switch for about an hour each. But don't quote me on that, because the schedule is new to me. And I'm really just going to be touching base with them, like making sure they know how to submit attendance, making sure the new students know how to access certain things, making sure that we talk about some safety protocols that we need to follow and that we're clear on how to move about the classroom. I think it's just going to be very like informal in terms of the conversation. I don't have like a big presentation prepared or anything like that. And if there's time, then I just need to kind of see exactly where they left off with the sub last week with the study sync lesson we were doing, because I'm just gonna continue to teach as best as I can and try and keep it as normal as possible for the next 5-6 weeks that we have left of school. My stomach is still not 100%. I think it's just like anxiety or stress, but I did decide to go ahead and treat myself to a Starbucks this morning. I just picked it up, and once again I was talking to my mom on the phone, so it took me a minute to check in with you guys. There was no line in the Starbucks, so that's a good sign. But let's just taste this one first to see what it's like. It looks good. Like, this one looks like it's going to be good just based on the color. And it is good. So I got that, and then I got some egg bites. So I'm just going to take deep cleansing breaths. Honestly, the most anxiety I have right now is about having this mask on my face the majority of the day. Like, I was so consumed with everything else going on that just about an hour ago I realized, wait a minute, like, today's going to be the first day that you have to teach with the mask on your face, and that brought about a certain sense of like anxiety. So I'm going to try as best as I can to kind of capture the day and talk through it. But if I start getting like a little, I don't know if overwhelmed is the word I want to use, but a little like caught up in everything that's going on, there may be some gaps in time. So I'm expecting nothing but positive things. It's going to be fine. I think once the kids are there and in my presence, everything's going to be just fine. Okay, it is 8:30. The kids are at PE. So far so good, but nothing's really happened. They came in at 8, and from 8 to 8:10 they had that check-in, so I just had them come in. Right before school started, I kind of scrambled a little bit and made or laminated some name tags. I made these last night, so I had to cut them up and kind of get them on desk. I know they're very juvenile looking, but they're cute and they're colorful, which was good because it just gave kids a place to go as opposed to them walking in and just kind of looking around like they didn't know what to do. So they lined up outside. I had them come in. There's hand sanitizer that was provided by the school right there, that big container. So when they were at the door, I just told them to come in, sanitize, and sit is what I told them. I said, find your name at one of the desks and then have a seat, and just let them know that the seats are probably going to change. There's no real rhyme or reason to it at the moment. But I was proud of myself. I recognized all my students, but it was a little eerie to see them for the first time but then to see them with the face mask on and really having to just look them in the eye to see if you can recognize some of them. Some of them I recognized right off the bat, some of them I didn't. Some of them are either much taller than I thought or much shorter than I thought. So that was interesting. But they're just a little quiet right now. It's like the first day of school, even though it's not really the first day of school. So that quiet awkwardness is there. So that's all we've done so far. The PE teacher came at 9 o'clock, picked them up, took them out. They're not dressing out for PE. They're not changing clothes. They're just doing activities outside. So I told them that that's the plan every Tuesday. And I'll probably suggest, like when I taught elementary school and kids at PE, they just dressed for PE on those days, like wore more athletic type clothing. So what I'm doing right now, my prep. Oh, and I'm short a desk. I don't know if I said that. I have enough desk in here for 16 students, but I have 17 students in this group. So one of the students got VIP seating, is what I'm calling it. That nice desk area back there is where he got to sit. And I should be getting an extra desk at some point today. And if not today, by tomorrow. I had them walk in and I'm using the slides, sorry, from Caffeinate and Educate. So I just had this one open. This just kind of orients them. And I had some music playing in the background, just like instrumental music, because I just feel like I have to have music when I start the day. So one of the tabs just says office hours, just to let them know that I'm available to respond to their emails between 8 and 5, just so they have like a sense of when I will respond and when I won't. Wanted them to have Google Classroom open. They submitted their attendance and did a lunch count, and then just reminding them that promotion packets need to be purchased by April 9th and there will be no extras. And then they have to bring their own Chromebooks. So normally, pre-COVID, we would have a class set of Chromebooks that would sit in this charging cart back there, but because we don't want the kids sharing, they have to transport their school-issued Chromebook back and forth to school. And I have 3 extras in the classroom in case a student forgot theirs or it's not charged. They're not allowed to bring their own devices back and forth from school. So I had 3 students that they never picked up their school issued Chromebook and needed those assigned to them. So we got that taken care of. That was one of the first things that I did during prep. So that's it. When they come back, we're just gonna kind of ease our way into it and see how far we get. But I guess the hardest part of the day is over, like them just coming and just seeing what that's like. So far so good. Okay, I'm on my lunch break now. It's 11:30. I have the PM kids, let's just call them that. The PM kids are coming at noon from 12 to 3. Same thing, the first group's gonna come, then they're gonna immediately go to PE. But overall, the day has gone well. We're just, I think I said earlier, we're just socializing. Like, I just let go of any sort of lesson plans. Not that I had anything heavy duty planned, but there was definitely something I was intending to do. But I just said, you know, we're just gonna let them have a day where they just talk, get to know each other in person, because some of them have never been around each other in person. So it's gone well. The only thing that I'm in the back of my mind worried about is I haven't finalized all my grades yet, and those are due at 4 o'clock. And I need to get like a morning workflow down. Like, you know, I need to get my fluid routine down, because one of the kids in my switch class was like, you didn't have your music playing, because I didn't have a song playing, because I didn't have any sort of instrumental music playing at all, because I forgot, because the switch was so quick. It's almost as if there's not enough time for me to set up the music for the second half of the AM and PM group, if that makes sense. So just checking in, because I did a bad job vlogging yesterday. It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna eat my lunch with Taylor and then do the same thing I did this morning 2 more times. So, okay, it's about 5:30. I have mostly prepped and planned for tomorrow, with the exception of posting some things on Google Classroom. But I'm gonna go home now to try and make sure I can walk the dogs, cook dinner, and then try and do that stuff later on tonight. But we're wrapping up. Overall, the day, I would say, went well. It was a success. We didn't do any teaching. I just was really trying to get the kids to get more comfortable being in class in person. My third class, so the first half of my switch class, was that what that was? No, the second half of my homeroom class is super shy, and we're hoping that that changes tomorrow. And when I looked around, they are all the kids who really only participate on Zoom if you called on them. They were not necessarily the most talkative or like outspoken kids, so we're gonna hope that that gets better, because it was really kind of painfully awkward for all of us. But maybe tomorrow when we start doing like some real learning and have like some things going on, that will change. If not, I told him, I said it's gonna be a long several weeks. The last class was the second half, or the PM portion of my switch class. They were fine. I'm not surprised, because that is always, like I've said, been the more talkative of the two groups. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow, where I do some like actual teaching. The only thing that I feel like I need to do is like, now I don't have like a workflow with certain things. Like my morning routine needs to be adjusted a little bit with the kids coming in, and do I want to stand at the door? Do I want to monitor them? Getting used to my schedule and all of that, but that's all gonna come with time. So I did it, guys. I made it. I got all my grades finalized and turned in. That's done. I downloaded my grade book in case there's some issue with kids transferring over. Printed out copies of the kids that are transferring out as a backup. So that is all done and complete. So I am gonna go home, wind down a little bit, and do a little work that needs to be done, and then start another day tomorrow. So that's done. I will say this, if you're going to be hybrid soon, like, I would say all the stress that I went through, just kind of mentally preparing for this day, or like trying to anticipate this day, was well worth it, just being around the kids. Like, I didn't realize how much, I mean, I knew I missed it, but like, I really missed it once they were around, just like talking to them and joking around with them. We had so many good, like, random conversations in each group with just the socializing part of it. We talked about Tupac, we talked about musicals, we talked about sports, we talked about Batman and Robin, a whole bunch of things, and they just had some really heated debates. And the kids, I think for some of the kids that are new to me, that helped me to kind of see who they are. And I will say some of the kids that I really struggled with in different ways virtually were almost like a totally different person in person. So it was nice to be able to see that part of them, and I appreciate that. So, and for them to be able to see me in person and kind of get a better sense of who I am as a person. So it was worth it. It just reconfirms that virtual teaching, while I can do it, is not necessarily for me, and not anything that I would volunteer to do. Like, I know some teachers love teaching virtually and found like a new appreciation for online learning, and that's great for them, but I just know I'm not one of those teachers. I just am now aware that I can do it if I had to do it, but it's not something that I want to do at all. So with that being said, if you enjoyed today's vlog and seeing what my first day as a hybrid teacher looked like, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you're not following me on Instagram, remember I'm sharing my outfits of the day over there. If you want to see the full effect of this outfit, it's in my stories. So head over there. And as always, I hope that you are well, and if you are not well, please be well, and I will see you guys tomorrow.